The cavern was alive with firelight. Jagged crystals along the walls glowed faintly red, like the remnants of an eternal sunset. Deep inside, on a mountain of gold and bone, lay a creature whose heartbeat shook the earth. The dragon had not left his hoard in centuries. To humans, he was a myth. To himself, he was a prisoner of eternity. Loneliness had hardened him more than scales ever could. Until he heard the singing. It began faint, drifting through cracks in the mountain like a breeze. Not the crude songs of miners or drunkards, but a voice that carried sorrow, pure, aching, and unafraid. The dragon stirred. His golden eyes narrowed, the slit pupils widening. No human dared approach this mountain. None had lived long enough to try. Yet the voice did not tremble. Curiosity burned hotter than hunger. He shed his monstrous form, his scales folding into skin, wings collapsing into the lean shape of a man in this guise. He was tall, sharp-featured, with eyes that glowed faintly like molten gold. When he stepped into the shadows near the cave mouth, he found him. A boy no older than 20 sat on a rock, clutching a battered lute. His hair caught the moonlight, and his eyes, stormy gray, restless, stared into the night sky as though begging it to answer him. The dragon should have devoured him. Instead, he listened. The boy sang of loss, of wandering roads and unkept promises, of nights colder than the day. But beneath it was defiance, a challenge against fate itself. When the final note faded, the dragon spoke. His voice, deep and edged with power, rolled like thunder. Do you not fear the mountain you sit upon? The boy startled, nearly dropping his lute. His eyes darted toward the cave's darkness. I thought the dragon was just a tale. Do I sound like a tale? The dragon asked, stepping forward. The moon painted him in pale silver, his golden eyes burning like torches. The bard froze. For a moment, silence lay between them, heavy as the mountain. Then the boy's lips curved into something reckless. You don't sound like a tale, he said. You sound lonely. The dragon's chest tightened. No one had dared speak to him so, not in centuries. The boy's name was Arindor, though he asked simply to be called Aaron. He returned night after night, singing in the shadows. At first, the dragon only listened, standing unseen, drinking in the sound like a man dying of thirst. But loneliness has sharp claws. Soon, he stepped closer, sat beside the boy, asked questions. Why do you sing to the dark? Because the stars don't answer. And if the dragon devours you one night, then at least my songs won't be wasted. Each night, their words lingered longer than the songs. The dragon found himself laughing, something he thought he had forgotten how to do. Aaron spoke with fire, mocking kings, daring fate, dreaming of lands far away. He told stories of villages that burned, of battles he fled, of grief he could not shake. And yet, despite his sorrow, he looked at the dragon with something other than fear. The dragon should have known better. One night, while Aaron's song echoed through the cave, a new sound followed, the clink of steel. Men entered the cavern, torches in hand, armor gleaming. Their eyes did not look for gold. They looked for him, hunters. The dragon's fury boiled the air. In an instant, his form twisted back, wings unfurling, claws scraping stone, scales flashing like molten iron. His roar shook the cavern so violently that gold spilled like rivers. Aaron stumbled back, terrified, as fire burst from the dragon's throat. The hunters screamed, steel melting in their hands. Some burned, others ran, but one voice cut through the chaos. Stop. It was Aaron. His gray eyes locked onto the dragon's, not with fear, but with desperate plea. The dragon froze, flames churning behind his teeth. The surviving hunters fled into the night, leaving only silence, smoke, and the boy's rapid breathing. The dragon lowered his head until his golden eye hovered inches from Aaron. You led them here. I didn't, Aaron shouted, his voice cracked, his chest heaving. I swear, I didn't. I would never. Then why do they know this place? The dragon's voice rumbled like an earthquake. Why now, after centuries? Eren trembled. His hands shook on his lute. For a moment, the dragon smelled only fear. But then Eren looked up, straight into his eyes. Because the world is cruel. Because humans hunt what they don't understand. But I am not them. His voice steadied, iron beneath storm. I came because I heard your silence. I stayed because I heard your heart. The dragon recoiled as if struck. No one had dared speak of his heart, black, ancient, and cursed. He turned away, fire dimming in his chest. Go, he growled. Do not return. But Eren didn't move. Instead, he stepped closer, reckless as always. He touched the dragon's scaled cheek, the faint glow of heat burning his palm. I won't leave you, Eren whispered. Not even if you burn me. The dragon's body trembled. He could crush him in an instant. But he didn't. Instead, something cracked inside him, something he thought stone centuries ago. That night, the dragon dreamed. For the first time in ages, he saw himself not as a monster guarding gold, but as a man, holding a boy beneath the stars. But dreams are dangerous. When dawn came, Eren was gone. His lute remained, splintered on the stone, as though torn from his hands. The dragon's roar shook the mountain, but no answer came. He smelled blood, human blood. Hunters had taken him. The dragon's fury set the skies ablaze. Villages burned in his wake. Armies fell like ash. He scoured every corner of the land until he found them. A fortress of stone where men jeered, drinking as they dragged Eren in chains. The dragon descended in fire and wrath. Walls shattered, men screamed, and the earth split open. When the smoke cleared, only silence remained. And in the center, trembling but alive, was Eren. The dragon bent low, shifting once more into his human form. His hands shook as he broke Eren's chains. You should have left me, the dragon rasped, voice breaking. Eren's lips trembled, his eyes brimming with tears. And let you be alone forever. The dragon could not answer. So Eren did it for him, pulling him close, pressing his forehead against his chest. For the first time, the dragon's heart beat not with rage, not with hunger, but with something far more dangerous. Love.